Channel. So today I'm finally going to take you guys through my entire hair care regimen, what I do to my hair and how I do what I do to my hair. The one thing I'm not going to talk about today is the exact products that I use. I'm going to put that in a separate video, and I'm doing that for two reasons in particular. Firstly, because I don't necessarily have a set list of products that I use on a regular basis. Yes, I have staples, but they tend to change from time to time just because I like to try new things. And secondly, and most importantly, all the products I use are all based on my complete hair profile, and so I don't want to make it seem like I'm recommending products that work well for me that might not then work for you guys, and I don't want you guys to just go out and buy any random products because I've mentioned them in this video. So what I do is, based on my hair type, I know the ingredients that I'm looking for in my cleansers, my deep conditioners, my stylers, and so I buy products based on ingredients, not necessarily based on brand or what somebody else recommends. And I want to show you guys how to do the same for your hair instead of just recommending what I use for my hair. But other than that, let's get into my hair care regimen. Hold up. I know you're not going to continue this video without subscribing, so just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any videos that I post. Right guys, let's get to it. Okay, so to make this easier for everyone, I'm going to split this video of my hair care regimen into three main sections. So that will be my wash days, my styling, and my moisturizing practices. Right, so as a general framework, I tend to split my entire year into 6 to 8 week cycles. So my regimen basically repeats the same thing over and over again over the course of the year for about 6 to 8 weeks. So first things first, my wash days. When it comes to cleansing and washing my hair, I tend to alternate between clarifying and cleansing. So on my first week, I'll be clarifying, second week cleansing, third week clarifying, fourth week cleansing. You get the gist, and so on and so forth, and that just stays on a loop. The reason why I don't tend to chelate my hair is because I use a water filter shower head, so I don't have to deal with mineral buildup on my hair. So I'm gonna go through my 8 weeks and basically talk you guys through what my wash days look like on each and every one of those weeks. So week 1. My first week is usually the week that I consider my starter week, basically. And so on this week, this is when I want to make sure that I am infusing my hair with as much protein and moisture as it can take ahead of the following 7 weeks. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is pre-pooing. Now this is the only week out of the 8 weeks that I will pre-poo, and I'm not necessarily doing it for conditioning purposes, but just to make sure that I have enough slip to detangle my hair ahead of the following steps that I'm going to use, and you'll understand why as I go on. And then I will follow that up with my clarifying shampoo. So we're just starting off on a completely clean slate. And the reason why I need to do this is because I follow this up with a protein treatment. Now, once I've applied the protein treatment to my hair, I'm going to want to brush it through each section to make sure that there's even distribution. And so this is why I tend to detangle before I start anything, because it just makes it easier to brush the protein through my hair at the point where I'm putting it in, so I'm not having to then detangle with the protein treatment in my hair, because then obviously that will determine how long I'm leaving the protein in my hair, which is a very, very important factor, and I don't want to leave it on there for too long. So I detangle before I wash, and so when I've applied the protein treatment, I can just quickly brush it through the entire section, twist that section back up, and then just sit with the protein treatment in my hair. After I've washed out the protein treatment itself, which is basically just intensive protein, I will then follow it up with a protein containing deep conditioner, which is typically thicker, creamier, but will also infuse moisture into my hair. I will then apply that to my hair, work that through each section, twist them back up, and put a shower cap on my head and apply some heat to my hair for another about half an hour, and then rinse it out and then proceed to styling. Altogether, this week has the most steps, and so typically takes me a total of about 3 hours and is by far the longest amount of time I spend on any other wash day. Moving on to week 2, aside from week 1, every other subsequent week I only have 2 steps instead of 4. I don't pre-poo and I only deep condition instead of condition and deep condition, and so typically the subsequent weeks just look like washing my hair and deep conditioning my hair, and that's it. As I said before, instead of clarifying, I'm now going to cleanse my hair, and that means using a shampoo that doesn't have sulfates in it, something that's a lot milder and is just not going to strip my hair. So I will cleanse my hair instead of clarifying my hair, and then I will follow that up with a moisture-rich, protein-free deep conditioner. The reason why I make sure to use a protein-free deep conditioner is just because I am very aware that after having infused so much protein into my hair in week 1, I don't want to overdo it and give my hair protein overload, and so now I am more focused on balancing that protein out with the right levels of moisture, and so the deep conditioner that I will use will have no protein in it whatsoever and will just be a super deeply moisturizing deep conditioner. And those are the only 2 steps that I will be using in week 2, and that typically takes me about 90 minutes altogether. Now week 3, again, instead of cleansing, because I cleansed in week 2, I'm clarifying in week 3. But this time, instead of using a moisture rich deep conditioner, I am using a deep conditioner that has ceramides in it and that is ceramide rich. Now, ceramides are used in order to strengthen your cuticles, as opposed to proteins that are used to fill in existing damage to your cuticles. And so I use a deep conditioner that has ceramides in it, and that's it. Week 4, now around this point, I feel like my hair has sufficient moisture versus protein. I'm pretty much balanced in that department, and so the deep conditioner that I will use after cleansing my hair will be a deep conditioner that has both moisture sources and protein sources. But what I will do is that I will make sure that the proteins that are in the deep conditioner that I'm using are either listed after the first 7 ingredients, which means that it's not in there in such a high concentration, and that the proteins that are in there are smaller proteins, so they're not too heavy on my hair. Now from weeks 5 to 7, I basically just repeat the sequence from weeks 2 to 4. So basically week 5, I will clarify and use a moisture-rich protein-free deep conditioner. Week 6, I will cleanse and use a ceramide-rich conditioner. And week 7, I will clarify and use a deep conditioner that has both moisture and protein sources. Now week 8, I will go back again and I will cleanse, and I will use a moisture-rich protein-free deep conditioner. Now the reason why I am doing this, if you consider week 8 is the final week before I hit week 1, where I have a protein heavy week. And so in that week, I want to make sure that I'm not using any proteins in my wash day whatsoever, again, to avoid protein overload. And then I will go back and start the process from week 1 to week 8 all over again. Right, so as far as my wash days are concerned, that's pretty much it. I know it sounds like a lot, but once you get into the schedule of doing things, it's pretty straightforward. Now on to styling. The reason why I'm talking about styling first is because the way that I moisturize depends on the style that I am having for that week or the next few weeks. So in terms of styling, I would say for a good about 85% of the year, my hair is in a sleek low bun with a middle part or a side part. Now, there are many reasons why I prefer to have this style for the majority of the year. For starters, it's a style that can be done on damp hair. Actually, it's best done on damp hair. My hair is still pretty pliable and can still lay flat. Another reason why I prefer to use a bun is because it's super low manipulation. It's a super easy style to do. Usually I put in a bun and then I twist the hair that's in the bun in one big twist, and I wrap it around itself and tuck it into the hair tie. This way, the fact that the hair is twisted and rolled up means that the rate of moisture loss is really slow, which means that I typically don't have to moisturize in between my wash days, or if I do, it will probably be no more than once. It's also really easy to moisturize during the week. I will simply unravel the twist of the bun and just focus on re-moisturizing my ends. Finally, my ends are nicely tucked in, and so they are protected from a lot of general wear and tear and environmental damage that might occur over time during the weeks. This is also really convenient when it comes to my next wash day, because it means the hair is already stretched because it has been in that bun for the duration of the week. It's been stretched in that style, and the hair that has been left in the bun has been twisted. And so by the time I get to my next wash day, detangling my hair or getting rid of shed hairs is really not that difficult. Now, another kind of style that you will typically see my hair in is a blown out style. Now, I typically tend to blow out my hair an average of about 4 times a year, and that's typically to coincide with when I trim my hair. I prefer to trim my hair on dry blown out hair so I can see exactly what I'm cutting and I have a clearer view of my ends. Now, I will typically only keep my hair in a blowout for the duration of that week that I have trimmed it, and then go straight back to wearing my hair in a bun for the next subsequent weeks, unless I do another style. Another style that I do with my hair is braids, box braids, or weaving, usually box braids. Now, I braid my hair a maximum of twice a year. Over the past couple of years, it has been more like once a year. Not intentionally, just because I just haven't gotten around to braiding my hair more than that. And whenever I braid my hair, I will only leave my hair in braids for 6 weeks. Another thing I do want to mention is that, yes, I do cleanse my hair whilst my hair is in braids. So I only do this every 2 weeks. So that would be twice in the duration of the 6 weeks, because at the beginning of the 6 weeks, I'm doing the braids on freshly washed hair anyway. And then 2 weeks after, I will cleanse my scalp, and then 2 weeks after that, I will cleanse my scalp. And obviously at the end of the final 2 weeks, it's time to take out my braids and begin another wash day as usual. Now, when I have my braids in, I'm not standing under the shower and washing my hair as usual. What I will typically do is I will make a diluted version of my cleansing shampoo, so not my clarifying shampoo, because I'm not trying to strip my scalp entirely, but I will take a diluted version of my cleansing shampoo, so that's one that doesn't have sulfates in it, and I will use a cotton ball, and I will go through wiping my scalp essentially in between the braids, and then I will follow that up with one that just has water on it, just to make sure that I don't have any residual shampoo just kind of chilling there on my scalp. Now, the fourth and final style that you will typically see me wearing my hair in is under a wig. I usually wear my wigs for a total of about 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks in an entire year. And when I do wear my wigs, I will wear them for maybe maximum 2 to 3 weeks at a stretch at different points during the year. Right, the final part of my hair care regimen that I want to talk about is the moisturizing aspect of my hair care regimen. Like I said, the way that I moisturize my hair will depend on the style that I'm then going to put my hair in for the next week or couple of weeks or several weeks. So firstly, when my hair is in a bun, I usually use my plant gel or film forming humectant moisturizing method. If you haven't seen that video, I will pop it up here and you can watch that to see how I moisturize my hair right before I put it in a bun. On the flip side, when I'm getting ready to blow dry my hair, typically I will already have deep conditioned my hair to make sure that I've infused it with a lot of moisture, because I know that I can't afford to be so heavy handed with products when I'm getting ready to blow dry. And so when I'm blow drying, I will moisturize with a light hair milk or hair lotion, and then follow it up with a silicone containing, yes, I said silicone containing, heat protectant. I do this because it allows my hair to remain bouncy, it's not rigid, but it also helps me to fight frizz and to retain the look, which I can afford to do because I'm only keeping my hair like that for a total of probably five or 6 days before I then go ahead and wash it. Now, I will plan to blow dry my hair on a week before a clarifying wash day, and obviously the reason I do this is because there are silicones in the heat protectant that I use for my hair. And so to avoid product buildup from silicones, come wash day, I'm making sure that I'm getting rid of all of those silicones on my hair so that it doesn't become a problem in the future. Now when it comes to moisturizing my hair during the 5 to 6 days where it's in a blowout, I don't really tend to moisturize my hair more than, I would say, a maximum of once during the week, and it will probably be after the first 3 days where I feel like my hair still has a good level of moisture in it. But coming up to the last few days, I will likely spritz my hair with a light mix of water and the hair lotion right before I go to bed at night, right before I put my hair into bantu knots and go to bed at night. Now when it comes to moisturizing my hair whilst in braids, again, that same spritz mixture that I use whilst my hair is in a blowout. It's just a bit of filtered water mixed with a bit of a hair cream or lotion. That is what I would typically use to moisturize my hair whilst in braids. I don't tend to spritz my scalp directly. I will focus on spritzing the actual body of the braids, just because my hair, the hair closest to my scalp already gets sebum, and so it doesn't need, as far as I'm aware, it does not need that much extra moisturizing. But if any residual, mist or spritz gets onto my scalp, then that's fine, but I don't directly spray my scalp. Similarly, when my hair is being worn in cornrows underneath a wig, I will spritz it pretty much every other night, and then follow it up with like a thick hair cream or a butter on the ends of the cornrows. So yeah guys, that is my entire hair care regimen in a very huge nutshell. Now, because everybody's hair is different, everybody's hair care regimen will be different, but over the next few weeks I'm going to be talking to you guys about the basic building blocks for every hair care regimen. So regardless of what your hair type is, you should be able to find a useful template for you to then build a hair care regimen that works for you, that works for your schedule and your hair type. Right guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely weekend and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.